Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, we are looking at a whole range of sports. What do we got? I think we've got some AFL, some golf, some NBA. There might be some Champions League soccer. It is all going on. We've got player props, game picks, best bets, everything you need. Because that's what we do at Code Bet Daily. Stats guy, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at a Hawthorn sharpshooter and the Aussies to kill it in the one-day cricket.
Nice one. I forgot about cricket. Nice. What about you, Alex?
Gold jacket, green jacket, something about the US Masters and some footy trash talk in between.
Absolutely love it. That's right. Code Bet Daily. It's got all your punting needs day in, day out. Brought to you by codebet.com.au. Check it out. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Monday, March 20. All day. This is episode 74 of this here program. We haven't been fired yet. You love to see that. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website we like to call codebet.com.au because that, in a surprise twist, is its name. Great weekend on CodeBet. You can go check out all the AFL, NRL coverage, NBA, F1, Champions League. It was all coming out the wazoo over there at codebet.com.au. Good website. I'm joined, as always, by the Pontiffs of Punting. We've got Stats Guy, fresh off a North Melbourne win. We've found him in the rubble of Marvel Stadium in the riot that ensued. He spent the last 2 days drinking on the waterfront down. He almost got sucked into joining a merchant ship down to Antarctica. That's right. Hey, Truck.
Yeah, I'm live from Antarctica, just in a bunker, something like that. No, I'm still happy. I'm actually very happy. We were saying last week I'm a happy North fan because, season hasn't started, but the season started. I'm still a happy North fan, so it's very rare.
Nice one. Just go punch a penguin in the face. And
not Alex.
Over there, we've got Alex, the world's angriest man, who would definitely go out of his way to punch a penguin in the face, who was also a winner on the weekend with his AFL team, the Sydney Swans. Alex, what's going on?
That's just happy, Swans win. Arsenal just absolutely smacked Crystal Palace in the morning. And I'm actually shocked we didn't actually suck in Stats Guy to the 14K fun run around Marvel Stadium yesterday, which was run for the kids.
I was there. I
may have been running for Stats Guy because it was known as Run for the Kids.
Nice. Righto, this is Code Win Daily. If you listen to Stats Guy on Friday, just saying, absolutely.
Every tip, yeah.
I'm
happy with that.
He's cashed up yet again, ladies. Hit him up at Stats Guy.
So Code Win Daily. What do we do here at Code Bet Daily? Obviously, player props, game picks, best bets for all the punting that you need to know day in, day out. Set you up for your evening ahead, your afternoon, whatever. Tomorrow, doesn't matter. Today, I'm looking at a bunch of NBA because that's my beat. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on at the moment, which is fascinating across the board. Absolutely wild times in the punting world when it comes to NBA at the moment.
Crazy.
And an AFL future for me just after one weekend. I've already made my decision. We're in. Stats Guy, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm having a look at an AFL future as well, some ODI cricket and a bit of Champions League future.
ODI cricket? In this environment?
Why not?
Love it. Alex, what about you?
Yeah, looking at the AFL and a look ahead to the Masters, which gets underway in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
It does, actually, yeah. Lovely.
All right, let's get into it. One player prop, very, very simple one for me. I mentioned this at the top. The AFL one, Krista Petrarca for the Brownlow, $17. Boom, I'm on him. Chaos game on, what was that, Saturday night, the Dogs and the Demons. Petrarca.
Oh, they were horrible dogs.
Had an absolute shocker in the goal square where he fresh aired the goal attempt off the soccer off the ground and then did the backflip off the ground. It's like, where's your buddy Ben Simmons now there, Petrarca? But still, could have used an assist. Bet he's useless Penny at the moment. So, but the $17, you can find that on BetR. I just don't think that market's changed yet. So I'm like, I'm all over that. Here's some money, skadoosh. I just feel like, especially early on, you saw on Saturday night, Petrarca, Oliver, the Demons still dominated without half their list, it felt like. You're like, wait, didn't they have
some of their guns? Yeah.
Where's okay, but they still have Brody and Gawn. They've still got Petrarca.
Gaundy.
And they looked awesome. So hashtag spoiler alert. In tomorrow's paper, I think we've got a quick look ahead at the AFL futures for the premiership, and Melbourne have shortened into favouritism. So
yes, they have. Yeah.
After one week,
that's crazy. After one round, I don't know.
I love market overreactions for a game in March for a competition that ends in October. I love it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I agree, but I did love it. I was just like, yep, as soon as it happened, I'm like, yep, it had to happen. But I've also got a player prop for tomorrow. This is a good one. Stats guy, Joel Embiid. Giant big man, the big Cameroonian, French, whatever nationality you want to throw. But
He's a bit of
for a
everything.
few of them. He has a bit of a record against the Chicago Bulls. Now, coincidentally, the Philadelphia 76ers play the Chicago Bulls tomorrow. Embiid averages a lazy 32.8 points, 11.3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.6 blocks against the Chicago Bulls.
That's unbelievable.
In 12 games.
That's a lot.
Even better.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid has never lost to the Chicago Bulls.
Oh,
Not once.
okay.
Not once in 12 times. It is absolute chaos. He looks at Nikola Vucevic. There you go.
Vucevic, yeah.
He looks at Vuce like I look at a Friday froth. It's like, pack up, boys, you're gone. And there we go. So, look, all over the shop for Embiid. He has got a 50-point game against the Bulls in the past. He had that, what was that, February 2021? He's got a 43-point game, a 40-point game. But then also, like, basically there's a nice tasty run of Embiid's performances against the Bulls where it's like 30-13, 30-12, 30-16, 28-12.
He just loves them.
He absolutely loves smashing them. Literally, if he goes over 30 points, he's going over the 10 rebounds as well because he's 40-point game. He's got 40-10, 43-14, 50-17. Jump on Embiid. I want a massive one here because they are flying high. I'm going to talk about this again later in the best bets for today, tomorrow. But this Sixers team is flying at the moment. Embiid, if he actually suits up, they might take a bit of a chance and just go, hang on a second, we always kill Chicago. Maybe we'll rest the big man. But this is it when it comes to player props. When you're a day out from NBA stuff, you never know what's actually going to be listed. So we'll see what happens with Joel Embiid. I'd like to go 32-plus points, so go over the 32.5. Give me the 11.5 rebounds. The thing is they're the blocks. Go the 2+ blocks. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
Knock at your 2 blocks? Come on. And also the 3+, 4+ assists, because that's kind of the thing. He's that fulcrum of that offense. And chewing up Nikola Vucevic, he's going to dominate. Give me all the Joel Embiid I can handle tomorrow. You're going 2+ threes as well, because once he gets rolling, he doesn't mind knocking in a big 3 ball. So a couple of threes of the big man, and there you go. Big Joel Embiid play for me tomorrow. Stats guy,
awesome.
What have you got in store with your player prop?
I'm going to have a look at the Hawks leading goal kicker in the AFL. I think there's a little bit of value there. We've got Luke Bruce. He's been a legend of the Bruce, as the crowd likes to do. He's still $3 as their favourite. He kicked 3 on the weekend. Their forward line looked absolutely atrocious.
They stink.
They looked horrible. Bruce is still a class act, though. He kicked 3-1, had got a lot of the ball as well. But their forward line, you've got Kaczynski, who only had 4 touches, had 0 goals, 1. You've got Mitch Lewis, who is out injured at the moment, so that also helps Bruce's favour. Bruce just still is their main player. He's been their leading goal kicker in 4 of the last 5 years, and the 1 year he wasn't was Gunston. So Gunston's not even there anymore. You take out Gunston, you look at that forward line, you've got Fergus Green, who played his first game, looked very average. They've just got a few forwards. I think in the future they will be all right, but they've got a bit of work to do, so Bruce will have to carry that goal kicking. He's going to kick around 40 goals, I think, again this year.
He'll be lucky to kick 40.
Enough.
Yeah.
Well, he might be lucky to kick 40. He'll be kick at least 30, I think, because of But that doesn't have to be that high because Hawks aren't going to kick that many goals themselves. So
that's kind of it.
I'm really liking Bruce at $3.
Yeah. There's no other sort of dominant spot in that forward line that'll actually even come close.
Kaczynski could, but he'll just have like one game where he'll kick 5 and then the next 2 will kick 0.
Well, like that. Chad Wingard had his one amazing moment yesterday and he'll do nothing for the next
and then he did
weeks.
nothing. They've got a few guys like that. So
I was there at the ground yesterday and they are really bad. Like there was bits and pieces where like they kept up with Essendon. I think it was more of an indictment of that Essendon aren't that great either. But, oh, man, Hawthorn stink.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Alex, what's your player prop?
Sheezel. He's my new favourite player after one game. Yes. Stats guy's new boy toy, Harry Sheezel, to win the Rising Star.
The coach legend already.
He's $4 to win the Rising Star. He was $8 at the start of the weekend, but he's into $4 now. He was amazing. He's literally guaranteed to be the nominee this week because with the Rising Star, if you don't know, you need to be nominated to actually win it. Yes. So we can lock in the Sheezel to get nominated this week. No better way to kick off your career. 34 touches, best on ground, and just a new, cult hero everywhere.
He was awesome, man.
He's going to shine for North Melbourne. Like he'll shine for him.
he legit looked awesome. It's like,
Yeah.
He played like Nick Dacos a bit, like that role where you just need to pass. And Clarko played him off the half back, which he only played one quarter in the I was like, what is he doing when he started half back? And he knows what he's doing. So
well, the interview after the game was, how much half back have you played? Yeah, never. Do you know what you're doing? No.
No, he didn't. Well, he looked like he knew it. He's usually a forward pocket.
It's all right. Yeah, well, 34 touches. Keep doing that, Clarko. It'll work. If he has 20 to 25 a week like Dacos did last year, he'll win this by the length of the straight because Ashcroft will be serviceable in a good team and he might have a game where he gets 25 and kicks 2 and that'll get his nom.
Sheezel will stand out.
Yeah, the Sheezel will stand out in the worst team and that's what I'm looking for at the $4 here. And just a little side note, our mate Chunley Warner, $31 for the Brownlow. We'll get 2 or 3 votes for his performance on Saturday night.
He was good.
For the Swans, he was very good in what was essentially a training run for the Swans.
Yep.
It was a boring game.
It was great.
Gold Coast, absolute rebel.
Playing a lot of tools in the forward line doesn't work, as we saw on Saturday night for the 2 teams that got smashed.
True. Right, there you go. I like that Chunley Warner look at 31. I just don't know if it's going to be too spread around on that Sydney team, I think, again.
Yeah.
Same as last year as well, right? Where it's just kind of like...
Well, it was Mills getting...
Vying for points.
Well, Mills got the 21, but the thing is, the way Warner elevated, he's going to be that one. I think he'll go past Mills, and then it's like, it depends. Does Dylan Stevens get a couple of votes here and there? Because he was really good as well.
Sure. Right, there you go. Good one. Love it. The Sheezel. Harry Sheezel.
I'm happy with that.
Right, match game picks for tomorrow. This is an interesting one. So I mentioned at the top that how the NBA at the moment is a little bit topsy-turvy. You've got teams, there's only 4 teams basically out of the playoff race at the moment, right? Only 4 out of the 30. So you've got 26 basically kind of vying. Orlando is pretty much eliminated. Indy, who are one of the 2 teams we're about to talk about, have kind of given up the ghost. Tyrese Halliburton's sort of been in and out of the lineup for the last month. They're kind of like, no, we don't really want to compete. But do we? No, we don't. But do we? No, we don't. But do we? And you're like, would you just decide? just one way or the other. So I know what's happening here.
Yeah.
So they sat Tyrese Halliburton for the last week, and they still went out and pushed, what was it, the Sixers right to the brink the other day. They actually went out and beat the Bucks on the back of Andrew Nembhard, going absolutely HARD. There you go, Nembhard. And Charlotte stink. They are so bad, but they're playing at home. And this is one of the absolute just like, all right, Charlotte, they don't need to really lose anymore, right? They've basically assured themselves of a worst 4 finish. Indy really need to start pulling that ripcord pretty hardcore. They've given up the ghost. We know that. Charlotte, they're only 11-24 at home. I'm going to go Charlotte plus 1.5. I just think like Gordy Hayward has looked pretty good of late. You've still got scary Terry Rozier. You've got a slew. I think they've lost Mark Williams, their rookie big man, but there's just enough there that Charlotte had been pushing teams, and then they've gone on like this little 4-game slide over the last week and a half. And thing is, apart from getting blown out by the Sixers the other day, they pushed the Cavs. They pushed the Jazz. They beat the Pistons. They beat the Knicks. It's just the thing is they have these weird games where they then get like the doors
get smashed. Yeah.
Score. It's because they just have like the dudes like Terry Rozier. If he gets hot, we're in this game. If he stinks, pack her up, boys. We're done. So against Indy, their defense is all over the shop. I think this is the spot for Charlotte to go, I think we can get a win here. Just why not? MJ's about to sell the team. Let's get a bit of optimism about the place. Off we go. They'll get the win against Indy tomorrow. Indy will finally have that moment of like, yeah, look, we should probably lose touch with these teams that we're right in amongst the guts of the Eastern Conference with, because they are still tied with like the Washington Wizards at the moment in the standings.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Washington trying their hardest to make the playoffs. Indy are just like, what are we doing? We don't know. Who are we playing?
NBA, it's so close.
It's absolutely insane. So I think this is one of the turning points for Indy. They just go, right, pack her up. We're done. Give me Charlotte plus 1.5. I'm all over that. You probably look the head-to-head for Charlotte as well. That 1.5 is probably not a bad look too. But that's exactly where I'm going. And if you want to go Charlotte, and if you think they can win this, go the over, because as I said, if they're going to get the doors blown off them, they can't score. But if they win, they can put up 115, 118, no hassles. So have a look at that over once it's actually live. I think it wasn't up there yet. I'll just do a quick check. live on air. This is great.
Live on air.
This is great podcasting.
We love NBA.
Of course, it just broke down. Anyway, let's go to you, Stats Guy, for your game pick.
Yeah, I'm having a look at the one-day international with Australia taking on India in India. It's been a bit forgotten about because the test series was all talk about, and we haven't forgotten about one days. But we had a massive win overnight. We bowled them out for 117 and then made it in 11 overs, which is unbelievable. So we actually did really well. So I really like it in Australia at $2.20 in this one. I know it's still in India, so it's always hard to face. But we're playing players that are one day or short format specific. As Alex, I think, was talking about when we were talking about the T20 World Cup, we should have picked you guys like Nathan Ellis, Sean Abbott, who are now playing in this one-day team, where they just are much better at white ball cricket than anything else, rather than picking your test players that aren't as experienced in this white ball format. So I'm really liking this Aussie team to get another win. Or just not as good, yeah. But yeah, we absolutely dominated. You got Mitch Marsh, who's sort of a one-day specialist. He got 81 in the first match, 66 not out in the second match. He just absolutely tearing it up. He was amazing in the last T20 World Cup. So just when he plays white ball cricket, just turns it on. So I'm really liking his form. Stark also got a 5 for last night. He's got 8 wickets in the first 2 matches. So just everyone's sort of firing at the moment. Even though India's got an amazing list and their batting line is still really deep, we've just got a lot of confident players where Stark and Mitch Marsh, both of those Mitches just are really good when they're confident. So I really like this Aussie team. They've picked the right team. $2.20 is really good value for Wednesday night when we take on in the third one day.
I love it. That's a great look. I'm just all about the Mitches. Just
the Mitches are dominating.
Just get straight 11 Mitches. Just
yeah, I reckon. I'm trying to think of some more Mitches. But
bring back Mitchell Johnson.
Mitchell Johnson, yeah.
Mitches for the pitches. I love it. Let's go. Alex, what are you looking at?
Yeah, getting ahead to the US Masters, having a look at Max Homer at $26 to take out the tournament.
I love this. I'm an absolute Homer sexual.
Yeah. That might get us fired. There we go.
I love Max Homer. He's awesome. So
he's social media rules as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely due for an actual major win too, right? He's like cruising along, winning a whole bunch.
He's always up there.
Next levels, and he's like easily sort of a top 10 sort of look for this one. Yeah. I'm going to completely step on this apparently, Alex, but
that's all right. Go nuts. Yeah, that's fine.
It's good that we're all excited about it. It's good.
Yeah. He's already had 2 wins this season. He also finished second at the Genesis Invitational. He was 6th in the Players last week, and he also had a top 15 finish at the Arnold Palmer. So he's had a decent start to his year. But what I like importantly is his average on the front 9 this year is 33.88. So getting under early and not having to put pressure on yourself to chase scores on the back 9 is good. He's second on the FedEx Cup ranking points as well, which show that, he's made a really good start to the year. I'll be honest, his Masters record sucks. He's made 1 cut, like that was last year. But
he's still pretty young though. Like his come up has literally been like the last 3 years. So
takes time.
Yeah, but it's also everyone's like, the Augusta's a sort of horses for courses arena. Like if you've played well there before, you're probably going to play well again, no matter what form you're in. But the fact that he's, as you said, he's young and up and coming, like his current form gives him a big chance at $26. Like Scotty Scheffler's the favourite. He just like blinks and he wins at the moment. But having a look around at some other value at the moment, Scotty does have Jesus on his side. He's a big Jesus fan, so he's winning everything. But Homer at $26, get around it. Once we get closer to the tournament, we'll have those top 5, top 10 markets available. And then like my favourite top South African player, like Bet365 will have that market and I'll find something really random.
That's awesome.
Homer a top 10 for the Masters is one that I've just had circled for ages now. So
I will be absolutely laying Cam Smith because he hasn't played well in Live this year, and last year, despite winning the British Open, his form was a bit stinky.
Yep, nice one. There you go. Bit of golf. Love that.
I like that. Yeah.
We might have to get. I think we've actually got a Masters preview on the cards as well for the site. So you'll have to get all over that and check out what Alex has written about it because he just volunteered.
Awesome.
I was like, where did that come from?
Love it.
Tiger Woods. Gold jacket, green jacket.
Doesn't matter. Can he walk the course or not? Anyway, let's do this one. Best bets for today, tomorrow. I've got my Homer NBA multi. I mentioned this, the Sixers over the Bulls. Joel Embiid is 12-0 against the Bulls. That's pretty good. The Sixers also have won 8 on the trot. They're now in the 2 seed. They've supplanted Stats Guy's beloved Boston.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Your team love losing.
Punked out the last 2 weeks.
North won. We're North one. That's all good.
But the -8.5 for the Sixers, they're at home. They're one of the very, very, very best home teams in the NBA. And this Bulls team have been defensively really good, essentially since the start of the year, but really especially since the start of February. I think they've been top 3 since then. Philly are $1.36 is probably a little bit too short for how good Chicago can be, but the way that Philly are just rolling at the moment, it's hard to go against them. So in terms of the line betting, the Sixers are the third best team in the NBA. They're 23-13. I'm going to be all over that with a -8.5. I've already mentioned the Charlotte +1.5. The over for that, as I alluded to earlier, sits at around that 232. I'm dumping that over. That is awesome. 232, pack her up. But we'll just go the Charlotte +1.5 there. Their head-to-head's like $2.05, $2.07. That also works for me. I mean, but the +1.5 just gives you just enough in case it's an absolute shocker out of nowhere. Like the Mavericks over the Lakers the other day. And Houston.
Oh, here we go.
They take on the Golden State Warriors. Where is it, Jimmy? Oh, it's in Houston. Is that on the road? Yes. That's not actually in Golden State. Houston is in Texas. It's not actually in California. So I'm going to go Houston +10.5 because
there we go.
Stink on the road. +10.5. It's a pretty big number. But Golden State, after the weekend, are literally back to 500, where they're 36-36. They are, what is it, a palindrome? 20. Oh, not quite a palindrome. It's it's basically a mirror image. 29-7, 7-29 on the road.
That doesn't make any sense.
Chaos. It is an absolutely insane split. 29-7 at home, 7-29 on the road. I'm going to take the points with Houston. I just can't. Like, how could you not? Like Golden State have been that bad on the road. If you're going to give me 10.5 points for Houston, as much as they stink out loud.
Yeah, it's going to be who sucks the most.
Houston have also just gone out and played spoiler against the Lakers, the Celtics, and just are out there absolutely ruining people. Yeah. So I'm going to take Houston here because they've won 3 on the trot. They beat the Pelicans yesterday. Give me Houston. They were wearing the pinstripes. I don't know if you saw that, Stats Guy. The late 90s pinstripes. I love them.
I like that's the one of the jerseys.
But great throwback. So there you go.
I love them.
You can multi those up. That was $6.78 with BetR. You'll see that in the paper again tomorrow as well. Stats Guy, what are your best bets for today/tomorrow, or just in general?
Just in general, we got Champions League. Yeah, back starting the quarterfinals now. We had the quarterfinal draw last week. Alex was talking up Napoli, and I'm really all over them now as well. You got them to win the title is $4.50. I reckon after this next round, they've got a pretty easy run against the other Italian teams who are out of form themselves. So they could drop well into favoritism soon, or other than get closer to Man City in that favorite spot. You got Napoli. They've won 15 of their last 17 games. You got Victor Osimhen, who's got 29 goal contributions in 28 games this season. He's been unbelievable. He's probably been the second most informed forward to Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland's just another level. He's got 8 goals in the last 2 games. But you got Victor Osimhen just absolutely killing it. They've got great depth. Like I said, they're on the easier side of the draw. We did a bit of a thing in the paper and on the site today. Looking at it, they get to play AC Milan, who are projected to be the worst team left. They just are relying too much on their older guys, and then you got Inter Milan, who just are struggling in attack as well. So
don't forget, I think they can easily. Stats Guy.
Benfica are pretty solid, but I think they've got an easier draw compared to some of the.
Benfica. Sorry. They're going to make the final.
They're on the easier side.
Their draw is easy. They're going to make the final.
Yeah. I think they will. They on the other side of the draw, you got Real Madrid taking on Chelsea. Now, Real are the other probably big team that could win this, but they could randomly lose to Chelsea because Chelsea just could pull out a crazy performance. You got Man City, who just always crumble at this stage and are still relying on Haaland a little bit too much. He's not going to. I say this now. He's not going to score a hat trick every game, I don't think, but he has it the last few games. But I think Napoli just got a better overall team.
Cut that bit up and bring it back when he
until he gets another hat trick in the final or something. Yeah. But I really like Napoli, just a really good team, and they've surprised everyone. I really, really want them to win because you got them taking on some of the best teams in the history of the Champions League. It'd be awesome if they win.
$4.50 as well. Like, it's just pretty good value for a team that's in this good of form, who's just dudes. Like, they're absolutely smashing teams. So
it's smashing them.
Some smart people said $13 6 weeks ago, and
I know. I wish I got on that. Lovely.
Alex.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead in the AFL for a top 4 finish this season. I'm a believer. Collingwood, top 4,
One round.
$2.30. They made me a believer with the way they ran over Geelong. It was awesome. Geelong looked a touch slow, but they were just relentless, kicking the last 8 goals of the game to win by 4. Can we also test Scott Pendlebury's DNA? Because he is not human. How did that dude has 7 seconds every time he touches the football is not
I know.
fair. It's ridiculous. I love watching him.
I don't know. Did you know that he used to play basketball?
Yes, surprisingly I did.
Basketball background.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I've never heard that in my entire life.
Yeah, right.
Did you know him and Paddy Mills could have swapped careers?
Every time he touches the ball, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, right. But also, Tom Mitchell showed why he was a great pickup for the Magpies in the last quarter. A lot of contested possessions and helping in the clearances. Dan McStale building the season. He's going to be really good up forward. They're just having that forward target, which will take the pressure off Myercheck and Hoskin Elliott when they're in. You've also got Jack Ginnivan to come back from his little misdemeanor, shall we say. The only slight concern is how big Jeremy Howe missing, the next probably 3-4 months of the season will be. Darcy Moore will have to step up, but someone will have to come into that sort of, half back role and just run it off the half back line for them. So it's a bit of a worry, but the way that they covered everything last year with their issues in depth, I've got no concerns with Collingwood. I think top 4 finish at $2.30 is a good bet. Because the other, off the top of your head, the other teams that you can sort of say after the weekend will make it, well, the D's will lock themselves in, the Swans arguably, and then Collingwood. So they're the sort of 3 after the weekend. You're like, yeah, good start. But it's because Richmond looks slow. Carlton, well, they need to learn how to finish off teams. Geelong looks slow. Brisbane were horrendous. So yeah,
Brisbane were horrible.
$2.30. Collingwood top 4 finish.
Yeah, that Brisbane start has me a bit worried.
Yeah.
But they do this the last 3 years. They're just a bad team away. So they'll go back to home and dominate. And they'll lose
I think the thing was last year they're actually not too bad away. It was like 7
and they usually start the season well. Like, that's their thing. They come.
Maybe people just underrated Port.
Yeah, that might have been it. Anyway, we'll talk about that in this week's AFL show coming up on Wednesday. All right,
either way, hot takes.
Done for Co-Bet Daily today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow. I believe it'll be in person in the office at the moment. That'll be good in the CodeBet cave. Either way, get right around the show. Subscribe on your podcast app, like, review, and star it. And check us a follow across all the socials. Why not? Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok. You can see all the little bits and bobs that Leo throws up there. Links to the articles, some of the tips, all the good stuff. It's right there. Send in any questions. Go on. And I think that's it. Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nice one. Cheers, Gerald, for producing, as always. And thanks to me for wearing my very nice new hat. I like this one.
But he has a new hat.
So what do we say here, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
Good job. May all your picks come in. Happy punting. We'll catch you tomorrow. Co-Bet Daily, out.